Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them, they struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy, and using a proven tax deferral strategy such as the deferred sales trust is an amazing way for you to create and preserve more wealth, or help your clients, friends, and family do the same. And today I am joined by another amazing guest. Every guest we try to bring on has an expertise in business, finance, real estate, or something that's really unique that can help you create and preserve more wealth, grow your leadership, grow your business. And today's guest is no exception. In fact, he is out of Denver, Colorado, and he is focused like a laser on helping you as a business professional have a better way to help your clients exit and plan. And he does it through a innovative platform and to get more done by attracting, engaging, and delivering more to business owners through exit planning, which fits exactly what we're doing here with Capital Gains Tax Solutions. Please welcome to the show with me, Aaron Dube. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm great. Hey, thanks for having me today, Brett. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And for our listeners getting to know you for the first time, would you tell us a little bit more about your story and your current focus?
Yeah, I'm my company is BEI, exitplanning.com. We work with advisors who are helping business owner clients prepare for their eventual transition away from their company. That could be anywhere from 2 to 20 years. It doesn't really matter the time frame, but we're here to help advisors really interface with more business owner clients and ideally affect more positive outcomes as these people transition their business. And Brett, as we talked a little bit about, it's obviously a way that high net worth individuals are created in finding a liquidity event and moving on from their business.
Fantastic. And Aaron, I believe we've all been given certain gifts in this life, and these gifts have been given to be a blessing and help to others. What would you say is Aaron's number one gift or strength that you've been given, and how does it help how you help and bless people today?
I have a real passion for just helping people, coaching. My role here is to help advisors understand more of this process and really integrate it into how they're working with clients. I think that's kept me around here for a little over a decade, and it's just really satisfying work to see business owners jumping in and doing the right things.
Fantastic. And so let's dive right into the topic at hand, which is helping your clients build an exit plan. So Aaron, what's the number one secret to helping business professionals help their clients build an exit plan?
I think that the secret is not really a secret, but I think the willingness or the confidence to be talking to every business owner that you come across of, do you know how much your company is worth today if you were to sell it? And if we run that up against your financial plan, whatever your specialty is as an advisor, you don't need to be a financial advisor, but taking the looking at the end goal, how much is it worth? If you sold it today, would that cover the gap between what you have and what you need? And that's really I don't know, it's an underserved question, or it's an underserved market. There's not a lot of business owners that understand their value precisely and have had somebody run it up against their lump sum financial plan. And it's not rocket science. I think it's just a willingness to look at these engagements from the top down. Not just to provide a financial plan or an insurance policy, but to take that step back and look at the big picture.
Got it. So the willingness and confidence that it can give somebody to, I guess, start with the end in mind, you might think about, understand the key facts, and how that pertains to the vision and the wealth plan for the person who's exiting. Really, it's a gap analysis, if I'm hearing you correctly, right? It's a gap between where they want to be, where they're at, and boom, wow, there's a big exit that's happening here soon. And, what's the plan for that, and how do we help you get there? Is that a fair summary so far, Aaron?
It is.
Excellent. Aaron, what's the number two secret to helping your clients build an exit plan?
Once that subject is broached, really to have a process, to have the means to walk them down the road. And when I talk about walking down the road, if they do have a significant gap or even a small gap, how do we build that business value? How do we protect the asset in the long term, even tapping into your skills? But what needs to be done to build it and get them where they need to be emotionally and financially, that they're able to take more steps and start to plan for a company that runs on its own? A business owner doesn't always have to exit in order to create more transferable value and enabling a management team to run it, letting people make decisions, and really doing some of the things that create an enterprise as opposed to maybe a lifestyle business.
So it sounds like exploring options too is a part of this, right? It doesn't necessarily mean exit by selling. It can mean exit by transferring, like you said, to other leaders within the organization, and having that process to walk them down, or a system through that process and that journey and those options, so that they're emotionally and financially, prepared for that. Is that a fair summary, Aaron?
It is. Yeah. And one of the things that we talk about in this process is also not only just building and protecting value, but what are the business continuity aspects that need to be dealt with? Number one, to really look at how we can build more transferable value. Buyers want to see something that runs on its own. If the owner steps away and takes everything with it, it's not much of a business. But in this, also to mitigate death or disability before a transfer happens, there's a lot of just low-hanging fruit in the planning world that often isn't considered. We're working with the quarterbacks that are taking the 20,000-foot view to help sort these ideas out and coordinate a team then that is going to be able to build value, create continuity, and move this down the road towards an eventual transaction.
Excellent. Yeah. And so I think being a good steward with what they've built and helping them to be a great steward with what they built by taking a bigger view, and also being prepared for death and disability and having contingency plans in place. So excellent. So Aaron, what would you say the number 3 secret is after that system and that process and that you've gone through that? What's the number 3 secret to helping your clients build an exit plan?
I think just keeping momentum. Once advisors get engaged with business owners are very busy people, as we all know. Everybody's busy, but once you get going, it's going to be important to maybe keep the planning conversations to smaller bites of the big pie. A lot of business owners, they just have trouble focusing on maybe 20 or 30 things that need to be done over the next 5 or so years. But if you can slowly bring those to them, keep momentum in the plan, keep the inertia going, that it's crucial. A lot of planning starts and then just kind of has a nebulous end somewhere in the ether.
Absolutely. And I think a part of what you call your system, I've taken kind of an initial look at it, was you can keep and sustain that momentum by having the systems of follow-up, right? And so maybe dive in a little bit to how exitplanning.com can help advisors do just that.
Yeah, and starting just a little ways back with that top-down engagement. I speak with a lot of advisors all the time, and a lot of people are really happy to do what they do best. And maybe that's a $25,000 shareholder agreement, or maybe that's funding a 7-figure life insurance policy. And those things are great. But it's important, I think, to take a step back and understand, does the shareholder agreement make sense? What are we really trying to do before we execute a document like that and spend the money from the consulting standpoint? The other side of it is in that keeping momentum, advisors that are understanding the big picture. How long do you have to get where you need to be? What do we need to do with and for the business to engineer it for a proper transaction? And as we walk down that road, then understanding the big picture really allows advisors to frame out what's going to likely happen in the next quarter, 2 quarters, the next year. And when you have kind of an outline of knowing what exactly we're trying to do, and that could even be team development and setting some incentive plans that are based on stock or equity, et cetera, it really allows advisors to plug in the right recommendations when the time is right. If I'm a financial advisor and we need to review a buy-sell agreement and talk about some asset protection, ask the attorney to do both the personal and the business side. So we're really helping that business owner kind of kill more birds with fewer stones and manage that process so that, number one, everybody on the team is working towards that end goal of finding the right transaction in the right time frame, and then really driving the expertise of others into the plan.
Excellent. We're speaking with Aaron Dube. You go to exitplanning.com, Aaron Dube, exitplanning.com, helping you to build, helping your clients to build an exit plan and helping you to ultimately grow your business, right? As an opportunity to be a resource for them to think beyond just the day-to-day, think about the exit planning for the business, all things that are so, so important. Aaron, anything else about your service that you provide for advisors that you want to highlight?
For those that haven't gotten into this as a service ad or just haven't really broached the subject with clients, we do offer training as well. One side of our organization's tools and resources to help grow, to help streamline the planning process, but we also want to train advisors. And Brett, as you mentioned earlier, having the confidence, having the want to have the conversation. We don't require that advisors do our training, but it's a really good way for them to put a lot of arrows in the quiver and be more comfortable in having the conversation.
Fantastic. Now let's shift a little bit here, Aaron, to some of the biggest frustrations when it comes to exiting these highly appreciated businesses, right? Sometimes it can be that capital gains tax, right? You do all this planning, you do all this vision casting, you do all of the gap analysis, and then you're like, oh my gosh, the gap was bigger than I thought. And or if this gap was able to be shrink down because I don't have to, incur the capital gains tax today, I could defer it and I could, actually exit my business at a lower price now and get my time back, right? Because I can have more money at the close because I'm deferring the tax. What are your thoughts on just, being able to build and close that gap with flexible, capital gains tax exit strategies?
Yeah. So at the outset of a plan, I mentioned earlier, having a lump sum financial plan, not a nebulous $250,000 to $300,000 a year forever, because we don't know how long we're going to live. But once they understand that they need 10 million on top of what they've already amassed, or if that's the total number, then it's a matter of filling the buckets or taking away the penalties as much as possible. There's a lot of different ways. There's insurance funding. There's obviously capital gains mitigation. Nobody is charitable until they find out what capital gains means to them, right? So getting into that a little bit earlier and really talking through it, Brett, it's a crucial piece of it that it's not just building value and it's not just increasing profitability, but it is about tax minimization as well. And I mean, even if they're going to have enough, no reason to overfund the government, as you and I have been talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Using every means necessary to legally defer capital gains tax and build wealth. By the way, without necessarily always having to give to charity. I mean, you can, but you can also check out Building a Capital Gains Tax Exit Plan, which is a #1 bestseller we wrote on, and it's on Amazon now, to learn about how to defer capital gains tax on any asset of any kind, crypto, businesses, real estate, and eliminate the need for the 1031 exchange forever and have flexibility with your wealth plan. Go to Amazon and check out that new book and or capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. That being said, Aaron, are you ready for the lightning round?
I think so.
All right. Knowing what you know now, if you could go back to your 25-year-old self, what's the one golden nugget you make sure to tell yourself to do?
Keep positive attitude.
Excellent. Question number 2, what's the #1 book you've recommended or gifted the most in the past year?
But you snuck out of the bushes on me on that one. The book I've given out most is called Exit Planning, The Definitive Guide, which is written by the founder of my company. It's really a great exercise to help advisors and business owners just start getting into the emotional process of making that decision that they're not going to leave their business, or they're going to leave their business at some point. Let's plan for it. Let's make it positive.
Excellent. Question number 3, what are you most curious about right now?
Curious about how AI is going to impact us all and what the fallout's going to be, frankly.
So am I. It's really fascinating to see how fast it's moving and what's going to happen here in the next few years. Next question. What's the #1 leadership quote or theme that you strive to live by?
I think it's take care of your own business. A lot of us live in glass houses, and if we can get rid of some of that glass and keep a clean shop, clean house, I think everybody benefits.
Very good. Very good. Last question. After helping all the people you've helped exit well and helping the advisors help their clients exit well, how do you stay centered in your values, stay encouraged and charged to reach new heights? Like what kind of habits are helping you to be the best you, Aaron?
I don't know about the habits more than result, right? Process gets results, but I'll tell you, when advisors who are already working with business owners and likely very successful, when they take a look at a new way to do things, a new MO of, hey, I make a lot of money, but maybe if I took a step back and big pictured it, I could do more or refer more or whatever. It's just really, really rewarding to see people that kind of beat the old dog new tricks game and take something like this and really implement. And at the end of the day, have a more positive effect and outcome for that small and medium business in America.
Amazing. Aaron Dube, I want to thank you for being on the show. And I want to encourage you to keep using gifts and talents to help and take your passion for helping others to help more people. Thank you for sharing your wisdom today. For our listeners who want to get in touch with you, would you mind one last time, what's the best place for them to find you?
Jump out to exitplanning.com. That's our website. And if you want to get a hold of me directly, my email is adube@exitplanning.com. Love to have a short conversation with you and see if there's any value here.
Amazing. Thank you, Aaron, for being on the show. And also want to thank all of our listeners for listening to the episode of the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, also streaming Expert CRE Secrets podcast and YouTube channels. So appreciate everyone out there. Remember, having a plan or not having a plan is the enemy, but being prepared and having a plan can help you create and preserve more wealth. When you're exiting highly appreciated assets, getting with someone like Aaron and also myself, she has some capital gains tax challenges. We can help you. So go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com if you want to learn more about that. And again, check out the brand new book, Building a Capital Gains Tax Exit Plan. It's the proven playbook for unlocking your ideal wealth plan when exiting any asset of any kind. You go to Amazon, check that out. So appreciate everyone out there, and we will talk to you